Welcome to Coily Crowns. I'm Ashante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our Queendom. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Come back to us. We're ready to give you another extra episode on our Wednesday. Today, we're going to go back to our new segment, Bring Them to the Throne. We got some good stuff. We got some sad stuff. But our first topic that we wanted to bring up was the Verzuz battle of the Isley brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire.
The Elements, yes.
And I just wanted to bring this up because I loved all of what I could watch because it was long. But I loved all the music. I was surprised at how much I knew. I was shocked of the Isley brothers catalog that I know these songs, but I would have never said this is the Isley brothers. That's terrible. But I just love the energy of it. I know people were annoyed with Steve Harvey and his story time and his smoking and his
just being extra. Yes.
Just being extra. But isn't that what that was? I feel like that was all about that time. That's where people played music and just talk crap about, oh, I did this and remember this and remember that.
Uncle
Steve remind me of my aunties and my uncles. That's all I did.
Say Uncle Steve was just being Uncle Steve, and what they if they were home in the living room listening to music is what would have happened. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I didn't see that big of a deal with it, but I thought the memes were funny. The little comments about what he was doing was funny. They came out looking shot to death. Especially one in particular, Mr. Ron Isley. He's to the throne. What the heck? Who was this man?
I said, is that another Isley brother I didn't know about? Because that's not the Ron Isley I remember.
Nobody remember that man.
Listen, he was looking sharp. That
he came out here looking like a snack.
That coat,
everything.
Chinchilla, what? Ron Isley came out. He was like, y'all hadn't seen me in a few years.
Right.
I've been quarantined, but you know what? I'm going to show out tonight.
I mean, they had...
That was his Easter suit. This was Easter when that was his Easter outfit.
He was looking sharp, but I love all of these little verses. The ones that I've caught, I love them. It's just good to reminisce. I can't believe they had a catalog of almost 100 albums between the two groups, and how many times they've been sampled, how many times they've had remixes and I mean, I know their money is nice. I hope they weren't screwed over by the record labels, and I hope they're still making money. I think they are. But it was just good to relive that and see how that music basically never dies. There's some of this music, it'd be last week it was hot, and then we were like, who that? So they just have longevity, and it's just good to be celebrated sometimes, not just with an award, but just like, let's just kick back and listen and just give people their flowers when they're still alive. So
that is what I've enjoyed with the Verzuz, and that's what I think they have been doing, is right. He's recognizing people now while they're still here, and just having a good time and introducing us to music that we probably didn't know about or what was sampled. So like we were talking before we got on, I mean, I don't remember really knowing the Isley brothers or the name until they came out in, what was that, like the 2000s?
I thought it was the 90s.
I heard that was the 90s. Okay.
Because it was late 90s, because then they first came out, kind of revamped their style a little bit, and then the whole thing with the R. Kelly, that kind of went into the 2000s.
Okay,
they had some music before that.
I heard of them before, but I was not familiar with them until around that whole R. Kelly time when they came out, Contagious, all of that. That's when I knew who the Isley brothers were. So to see from before that part, to kind of get to know, like Lori said, what songs, what albums they had, and to hear it, it's like, oh yeah, I do know that song. Oh, that was them. Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire, though, I know a lot.
Yeah, they have a sound
to them.
Yeah, I guess I was used to that. So I think the Isley brothers a little, like reinvented themselves a little bit. They changed their sound a little bit. So I guess I just didn't attribute it to how they used to sound.
Yes.
So I was just like, oh, I can't believe that. So I loved it. It was great. Um, I guess they're gonna keep going 2021 too. So we'll see what the next collaborations or verses they're gonna do. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Anything else?
Good. No, enjoyed it as well. It's a good time just to kind of listen to some of the stories and just watch that. So good. Okay, so Herbert Davis, come here. We need you to come to the throne, sir. So Herbert Davis is the new basketball coach for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. And they had a press conference to introduce him this past week. And he was talking about how special it was to become this coach, right? I think he said he was the 4th Black coach that the university has ever had. There's not a lot of Black coaches in the NCAA as it is. So he was talking about how proud he was to be this coach. And then for some reason, he had to bring in that he was just as proud to have a white wife and children that are a combination of both of them. Now, love is love. You have a white wife, that's fine. But why did that need to be brought into the conversation?
So what was the purpose? What? Did somebody ask you something?
No.
It just went right into it. It was just like, I'm so happy, and I'm also happy that I have a white wife.
Yeah. It was very odd. It was just like, why did that need to be said? Like, you started out talking about how proud you were to be now, if not the 4th, the 5th Black coach for the University of North Carolina in its entire existence. Mm-hmm. So why did you need to go and bring up that you're equally as proud to have a white wife? That puzzles me. I don't get that part. We want to celebrate you and congratulations. We are proud that you are a new coach here in NCAA. We need more people of color in these head coaches positions. But yeah, we want to celebrate you and your accomplishment. And
not your white wife? I just don't know.
I mean, that's what the story was about. It was about you becoming coach. So it was very puzzling to see.
It was odd how he brought it up. Maybe that's why.
Right.
Maybe if he would have said, like, I want to thank my wife for always supporting me, and then maybe roll into that,
But why do you still need to say bring up white? Right. I could totally see if it was later and you're like, I want to thank my family for being here beside me and supporting me. I want to thank my wife. But you wouldn't, well, maybe he would say, I want to thank my white wife, but that's not necessary. It wasn't necessary. So.
I don't think so, but congratulations, like Ashanti said.
But yes, congratulations on your new position. UNC, if you're not a sports person, has a long history of being one of the top NCAA basketball teams. Michael Jordan played for them. So the Tar Heels are very well known. So that's one reason this is a big deal in him becoming head coach there at UNC. So congratulations again. Good luck to you. Yeah. And we mean that. And then we're going to transition now to a unfortunately sad occurrence that recently happened. DMX passed away at the age of 50 this past week. And I don't know, after hearing the story about, him having overdose and was now in the hospital, it just really was like, oh my gosh, DMX, because for me, he was so much a part of growing up. I remember the first album, playing it, like knowing majority of the songs and watching him not grow up, but the other apples that he's had within the industry. And he just had something about him. When I tell you that man, when he prays, it's just like you feel that prayer. And so it was very just hard to hear that that he passed away suddenly because it was unexpected due to an addiction. And so we do want to say, if there's anyone out there who has an addiction, please seek help. We want you to protect your throne, your body, your temple. But we also are aware that addiction it's a mental health issue, and it is something that needs to be talked about more, and more services need to be provided to those that suffer from it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to?
No, I just want to say we give love to his family. I think he had 15 kids.
Oh, he did?
I think so. And of course, he had other people near close by that loved him. So, of course, we're thinking as fans that it's hard on us, but I'm sure it's really hard to lose someone at the age of 50. That's probably been a big presence in their lives. And yes, addiction, mental health, all is important, and we need to take care of ourselves and protect our thrones. So we just give love for the family and condolences.
Yes. And before we move on, because we talked about Verzuz at the beginning, he did a Verzuz last summer.
He was hype.
He was. And you know what? I'm so glad that he had the opportunity to do that. So again, we can watch back to that and see him in probably one of his last I don't want to say appearance, because I don't know what else he may have been out there on.
Yeah.
It was just the last thing I remember seeing him, and just to watch him go through the music, and I'm just like, yeah, DMX, what? So
he definitely, I think he got his crowns while he was living, because people respected him. He had his own flow, he had his own style. He probably had his own struggles and issues internally that he was trying to work through.
Right.
But people appreciated DMX. He never fell off. You know what I mean? Like, he stopped making music, but he was breaking out into the TV and film area. So I was really excited to see him popped up. I think the last thing I saw him was in top 5, and I died with laughter. And that was the only part in that whole movie that I actually liked, when he was singing in the jail. I don't know if you saw that movie. Did you see the top 5?
Which one is that?
That's with Chris Rock, and he had all these comedians and stuff in there. And it wasn't that funny to me. It was like a weird mockumentary kind of following a celebrity. And
okay, I vaguely remember it. I think I did see it, but like you just said, it must not have been too good, because I vaguely remember it.
DMX was the best part of it.
Oh.
And he was in the jail. So it was just so funny to me. So I mean, he will be missed.
He will. You just made me think about, what was he singing in that movie?
Oh my God, I don't remember. It was some weird song, but with his voice and the way how he was, it just sounded so awkward, but it made it hilarious.
Okay, so it made me think about him singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Is that what he was doing in that movie?
I don't know why he would be singing Christmas.
Okay, well, there is video of him singing, and when I tell you that thing be kicking, that's now probably going to be on rotation around Christmas time to hear him sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you haven't,
I'm searching, and now that's the first thing that pops up, but I don't think that's what he was singing in time. Okay. Oh, it was Smile, but I don't know what kind of smile. What? I don't know.
Kurt Franklin Smile?
Maybe, but I don't know. I would have to look, but I'm telling you, that was the only thing that was good.
Yeah. Yes, he was definitely one of the first rappers that I can remember that started transitioning into acting and has several roles. Like him and LL Cool J are the first two, Queen Latifah maybe, that I can think of. They just consistently were getting movie roles or TV that they were starting to act and were good at it.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who go into it, they're not good, but actually good at it.
Yeah.
So what was one of the movies that you saw him in that you remember, like, other than top 5?
I love him in Romeo Must Die. It was like one of my favorite movies. I don't know why, but I love to do that. I can't remember anything else because I don't really watch a lot of dare I say hood movies. So I think that was so fun. But speaking of movies, we are going to talk about the movies that we've seen in Black culture. We have a list. I don't know if that's going to be the best list, but that's what we're going to go through to see which movies we've seen so far. And I don't know, are we doing score? I hope not, because I don't like that. So we'll go through this list and just see what we've seen and what we haven't seen, and maybe add some to our list that we need to catch up on and watch, but I doubt it. We'll see. Ashante? Ashante? Do you have that list?
No, I thought you had it.
This list?
Yes, you said you was downloading it.
Oh my God. Y'all, this lady sent me this list and she talking about I had it.
But you were just saying, oh, I'm downloading it now. So I thought you were leading that part.
I'm about to cut this whole video out. I don't know where it is. Okay, I have it. Okay. So we're supposed to be giving ourselves 1 point per movie. Oh my gosh. But
we won't keep score. We'll just go through.
Because I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay. So are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain.
I was like, you're so sick. Okay. So I don't know some of these movies, so I apologize now. Number 1. Oh, wait, let me say what this is. So this is called a Black movie test, and it's from Very Smart Brothers. That's one of Shantae's favorite bloggers. Blogging.
I don't be
no more
following them so much no more. I don't have time. Yeah,
I get you, girl. All right. So the first one is The Gospel.
It sounds familiar. I think I have seen it.
I think I've seen that too. I think that's one of my mom's favorites. The Under Shepherd. No idea what that is.
No.
Who made the potato salad?
I remember that when we used to do the old Netflix, right, with the disc. Yes, we rented that one and watched that.
We were trying to support Black cinema, and we watched this movie, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It is a real movie.
It is.
Who made the potato salad?
Who was in that movie? I don't even know who.
I think Urkel was in it. Jalil Wright. I think he was in it.
Child, that movie right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Plug Love.
No.
Trippin'. I don't know why that sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. I never saw it, but I know what movie it is. I never.
Who's in it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen it or not. House Party, and in parentheses it says all 4. So I'm out.
No, have not seen all 4.
You haven't seen any?
No, I've seen some.
Oh, okay. Just not all 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Wood. Seen that. We know why you've seen that. Tell them why, Ashante.
Omar Epps. That's my favorite. Yes.
You still like them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The 5 Heartbeats. Seen that. The Temptations.
Yes.
Seen that.
Always. That was like, if it was on TV, stop everything and watch. That's New Edition now.
Watch stuff over again on TV. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We about to see if some of her movies are on here that she was trying to make me watch over and over again. Coily High. I feel like I've seen pieces of it, but I don't remember it, so I'm gonna say no.
No.
Hollywood Shuffle.
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing. Meteor Man. I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen
Meteor Man.
Long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah. Roll Bounce.
Yeah.
I got that in my collection that I don't watch, but yeah, I got it. Stomp the Yard, one of my favorites. I will watch that movie over and over again.
Yeah, that one you will. Okay, I haven't seen it in so long, but yep.
Five Beta,
definitely.
Five Beta Five, something. Yeah, that's my movie right there. Drumline, I like that one too.
Yep.
The Great Debaters, seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Held Up, seen that.
Who's that?
Held Up. I see his face, but I don't know his name.
Okay. I don't think I've seen it.
Sorry. Love Jones, seen that.
Yep.
I think only once in my life. I don't think I ever saw it again after that. Akilah and the Bee, that's in my collection. That'll be a movie that Noelle could watch when she gets a little older. Cool Runnings, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. Deliver Us from Eva, have that in my collection as well. Just Right, seen that.
Seen that several times. Yep.
What about Common? You like Common as a rapper turned actor?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. I feel like he kind of plays the same role every time, but I do think it's a convincing one. He plays the Morris Chestnut role, like the good guy, always the same. Baby Boy.
Yes.
One of those movies every time.
You always said it was my favorite, and it was not one of my favorites.
You always was watching it.
It would be on BET if there was nothing else on. Then
I'm not watching it. No, I don't get it. I don't understand. No. One Night in Miami. Check out our review. Couple videos back.
Good plug.
So we've seen that. Beyond the Lights. I have finally seen that. 3 Can Play That Game. I don't know why 3 Can Play That Game is on this list. I don't know.
I remember 2 Can Play That Game.
Right. What is 3 Can Play That Game? No. Foolish.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Wait, Foolish.
I know the song Foolish from Ashanti. I don't know what.
I'm thinking of the song Why Fools Fall in Love, that Frankie Lyman movie. But I don't know if that was Foolish. Okay, never mind. I don't know if I've seen that one.
First Sunday, one of my mom's favorites.
Is that the one with Cat Williams? And,
yes.
They were trying to rob the church.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see that one.
I like it too, but I mean, favorite. Posse. I've never seen Posse.
Never seen Posse.
Black Coffee. I saw Black Coffee.
I did see that one. Darren Henson, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. 35 and Ticking. Saw that one.
I like that one. I just watched it the other
week. It is.
Too.
Yeah.
I like that one.
South Central.
I feel like I've seen that, but I don't remember. I know the name.
I know the name too, but I don't.
I think I may have seen that one time.
I have nothing that even comes into memory of who's in it, what was it about, nothing. So I say no. Okay. New Jersey Drive.
Nope, never seen that one.
Panther. Didn't say Black Panther, just Panther. So I was like, did we miss some words?
I don't know that one.
Dysfunctional Friends.
Nope. That must have been the straight to DVD ones. I those.
The Man in 3B.
I've seen parts of it for sure. Lamar Rucker, is that his name? Being the Tyler Perry movies.
Oh, then I definitely didn't see that.
He's in that. It's not a Tyler Perry movie, but
that's all I know him in. That's why I said I know I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, Undercover Brother. I've seen that. Paid in Full. Now that's one of my favorites right there.
Yeah,
got that in my collection. The Preacher's Wife.
Love that one. Yeah,
yeah, I've seen that one.
Holiday season.
Yeah, I forgot. Somebody was making a joke about that, about how everybody was rooting for Whitney to cheat on her husband with this ghost, and how that was not Christian like, and why do people like that? She was trying to get with the ghost. And I was like, I never even thought about it like that.
It's so true. Yeah.
Jingle Jangle. Yeah. I fell asleep. Still never went back.
I was trying to watch it with my family. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Maybe it's Christmas. I'll try it again. Harlem Nights. I've only seen pieces.
I've seen it at least once all the way through.
Okay. Friday After Next. I've seen that.
Wait, which one is that? That's the one with Pinky?
Second one.
Oh, Friday.
No,
it's Friday.
The third one.
The Christmas one? The Ricky Smile?
I've seen all of them, so I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. I've seen Friday, next Friday.
Right. I don't know which one this one is, child. I put it out my memory because Friday was the only one that made sense to me. You Got Served. I've seen that. I didn't need to see it again.
Yeah, I think I've seen that once.
Breaking All the Rules. I like that one.
I like that one too. Yeah, seen that several times.
Idlewild. Seen that. Have it in my collection. Wasn't my favorite movie, but it was Outcast. So
I'm gonna say I know you love Outcast, so I thought you.
But it's not a rewatch for me. Like,
okay.
So it's okay. Talk to Me.
I think that's the one with shoot, his name just went out my head. I see his face, but about a guy that was here set in DC. He was like a radio host, and I think Taraji is in it. Taraji P. Henson. Don Cheadle. I think Don Cheadle was playing. It was like a radio guy who was in jail and got out of jail and then became like.
Never seen it. But yes, okay, that makes sense. I think that's what it is too. Belly. Seen Belly
several times.
Tracy Townsend.
That's a person, eh? No, have not seen that.
New Jack City. I don't think I finished this movie.
So I saw it for the first time like last summer. I heard of Nino Brown, but yeah, first time I actually watched the movie was last summer.
And then Almost Christmas. One of my favorites. Every year, gotta watch that. So I guess this is like a new age list because usually the standards are not on here.
Right. Because most of the early 90s, if Omar Epps wasn't in it, I probably much didn't. Yeah. If Omar Epps was in it, I watched it. I probably got it. But New Jack City, like I said, I just saw that this year. There's so many others that I've like just in the last 5 years or so probably watched them.
Okay. So
okay.
That's our list. How did you do, guys out there that's watching? Maybe add up your totals because we're not going to do it because half that list, I don't think we had a yes to. So interesting.
Yes. Okay. So with that, we're going to transition to what we're watching. It's our watch list of things that on Netflix or movies, things that we're currently watching or will be watching soon. And we'll also put up a graphic at the end so you can see the list of things. And we have a hashtag, Coily Crowns Watch List. So you can always enter that and pull up the list. And we'll do this periodically throughout the year. So on my list, first category is Netflix. So what's on Netflix? And the three things that I have watched, I'm still watching, or plan to watch soon are Kim's Convenience. It is a Canadian show about this Korean family who owns this convenience store. And my old co-worker told me about it, and it actually is funny. Like, it's several seasons in, so I haven't been watching it like consistently, but if like, I don't have nothing going on or I just have the TV playing, I'll have that up. So Kim's Convenience is one. Nailed It. Been watching that since the beginning, and so a new season is out. I'll be watching that soon. And then I'm still catching up on my childhood. So Moesha is on Netflix. We didn't have UPN, WB, whatever.
Oh no,
came on. No,
that was my channel right there, boy.
Yeah, I didn't have that growing up, so didn't watch Moesha, none of those.
The Parkers,
none of
that.
when it came on reruns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was my stuff right there.
that's when I started watching those shows. So I'm catching up on Moesha. I think I'm on season 3 now.
Okay.
Watching that.
So Netflix for me
Mhm.
is also Nailed It. I'm on the 5th season, which is Nailed It Double Trouble. Cause this, I don't know. Did you tell me about this show? I
Maybe.
don't know. This show is so funny to me. It just takes me out if I'm having a bad day. Basically, Nailed It, if y'all don't know, is these people, and I didn't know what the show was before I watched it. It's the problem. So
Oh.
I watched the show and I thought it was like a cooking competition. So they come on this show to bake cakes or treats or whatever. And there's like 3 teams, and you have Nicole Byer, which is this loud comedian, with a French chef or baker or chocolatier, and then a guest host. And so these teams come on there, they bake what they call cakes, and they have a model that they need to do. They have recipes, and they're supposed to get it as close as possible to what they see. When I
Y'all.
first saw this first episode and I saw what they made, I was like, oh my God, it looks nothing like it. These people cannot bake. They just out here having fun, and they end up winning $10,000 if they win the competition.
Yeah.
It is the craziest mind bender and great time of wasting. If you just are doing something, you want to watch something in the background, it's perfection.
Oh, I love it. And then when they be like, nailed it, and the thing be like about to turn fall apart. One of my favorites, and I may have introduced you, they had like the first season, they had to do Donald Trump. Oh my God. I was sending the clips to everybody. Like, if you need a good laugh, just go to YouTube, Google, Nailed It, Donald Trump. Those cakes were so scary.
It's horrible. And they really are thinking they're proud of it. And the judges actually have to eat this mess.
Oh, that part.
That is the reactions to eating something. She'd be like, ugh, it's so good. I just love it. So this season is teams. So it's 2 people coming on. So I'm working through that. I think I'm on like episode 3, but I love it. It's a good laugh.
Okay, I'll definitely.
So that's on my list too. Also on my list is a show called Marriage or Mortgage. Just another one of those. Like, I love HGTV. So it's a show set in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's a company that help you prepare for either getting ready to get married or buying a house. So you come in with a certain amount of funding. So you say, I have $30,000, so I can either get married or use this as a down payment for a house. And so there's a real estate person and a wedding planner. So you go on tours with the wedding planner to look at venues, to look at, food options or whatever around the town. And then you go with the real estate agent to look at houses that will fit into your budget. And then at the end, you decide which one you want to do, which one you want to go with. And I like it because it's just like, just meeting the couples and then going out and just seeing what you can get for like a $30,000 wedding, which I think is, that's so much, but that's what they have. And all the freebies that they get for, I guess, being on the show, they're like, okay, just to meet your budget, we were able to talk to the caterer and we were able to get this off for 50%. And so now we met your budget, blah, blah, blah. So then they have to decide what they want to do. I think a lot of it is scripted and made up, but I still love it.
Is this the first season?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard
and it's all in Nashville. It's nowhere else. So I don't know. I like it. And my last thing that we're currently in the middle of, my year of learning, Trial 4 follows the case of Sean Ellis, who is set in Boston, is on trial for the murder of a Boston police officer. And the way how it's basically his story about how he went through 3 trials and now he's on his 4th trial. What happened in the first 3, how he even got to be a suspect for this murder, and just hearing his story about what he's had to go through basically for 22 years of his life that's incarcerated until his 3rd trial was overturned, and how he's preparing for the 4th trial. So it's sad.
That sounds so familiar. It sounds like, remember you told me about the guy, his last name Flowers, Curtis Flowers, I think?
Yes, what do you mean it sounds familiar? This is the story of American life for Black people. So yes, Curtis Flowers went through 6 trials. This prosecutor had a vendetta against him for the murder of 4 people. And he's basically, his last trial was overturned, and he's basically living in hiding. He cannot go back to his hometown. His mother died while he was in prison. I mean, listen, this was a podcast that I listened to for a long time, and I'm still mad about that whole situation. So this is just another.
Go ahead and transition to the podcast. That's
okay.
Which one you heard that one on?
So yeah, so Trial 4, that's in Netflix. I'm still finishing that, and we'll see what else we add to the list next time we talk about this for Netflix. So our next section is podcasts. So it's not a watch list, but it's a listen list. And my first thing that I have on there is mostly murder and true crime. I don't know why I like listening to this stuff. But the first one that I have is Crime Junkie. They release episodes every Monday. I like how they tell stories. It's a little lighthearted. It's not super gruesome and grim, but it's still a true story. And most of the time it's murder or someone's missing or something like that. But I just like the way how they tell it. It's Ashley Flowers and Britt. Don't know her last name because that's how she introduced herself, Britt. So yeah, I usually listen to that once a week. I went on a full podcast binge once I discovered them. I was listening to episodes all through my pregnancy, just murder and mayhem, which I guess that's not good for my psyche, but you know, that's me. The next one is a podcast that I discovered this year called Criminal. And they have like shorter episodes. They're more like 20 to 35 minutes. And it's stories about criminals, but not always negative or gruesome, or like it could just mean like a shoplifting queen or someone, like I sent this story to you about this lady who did a lotto in her state by her, like she ran the whole lotto. Did I send you that? Yeah, on my podcast. So, so she basically created it and how she had to feed her family, but how she had to combat the state coming up with the lotto or all this kind of stuff. But it was just interesting to kind of see how that was. But it was a criminal activity. It was illegal, but
I remember the one you sent me last was about the lady who basically had her identity stolen. She was a child, and then she ended up going to a career in learning about people who steal identity, things like that. And turns out her mom had stolen her identity
the whole time.
She went to her mom, was telling her what was happening, and mom was just like, oh my gosh, like that's terrible, you know, like acting like she didn't even know she was the one.
But they only found out because she died. Your whole life your mama was stealing your identity, who was married to your daddy, who didn't leave. It's not like a mom that you had a estranged relationship with. It's somebody who comes to your graduations, it's someone you see at holidays, everything. And then when she dies, within a week you found out that she was the one doing it this whole time. Let me tell you, I'd be all wrapped up in these stories. So anyway, so that's my second one, Criminal. And then my third one is The Love Hour with Kev on Stage and his wife, Melissa Fredericks. And they just talk about like random situations that either happen in their marriage or just stories that they've heard or they have guests on. Like the one of the last guests that I think they had on there was from this podcast called The Cheat Code, which I need to add to my list because I wanted to listen to it. But it's about this couple that basically were cheating with each other, and while they were already married to other people. It's a whole podcast about kind of what happened, the stories and all this kind of stuff, and how they had to kind of tell their family, how that relationship happened. It was the way how the Love Hour kind of did an overview of it. It sounded interesting. And the couple was just like, you know, it's not something that we would recommend, but this is how we had to do it to be happy. So it's stuff like that where it's not a true crime. So I needed something to kind of decompress me. So I like listening to their podcasts.
Okay.
Those are mine.
So my podcast, the one I listen to consistently is Ratchet and Respectable by Demetria L. Lucas. I follow her on all the platforms, and she's almost like, you know how Wendy always talk about Wendy Williams, friend in your head. Like that's kind of how I see her, like like a big sister. She just talks about a lot of things, and it can be ratchet, and then it can be very respectable. So
I remember her from
the TV show. She did a reality show.
The Heels. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but she was on that reality TV show. Yes. So I listen to her podcast religiously. And then I will catch Unbothered by Jamel Hill. She interviews different people from sports to just regular TV, just kind of everybody she interviews. So I listen to her, and she's very unfiltered, telling it how it is as well. So I always like that. And then I end up in listening to her podcast, found out she was co-hosting one with Van Lathan, the guy who used to be on TMZ.
Yeah.
And they were going through each episode of the TV show The Wire. So I found myself rewatching episodes and then listening to them to get like what they saw, what they meant, you know, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't even notice that. I didn't think about that. So there's 5 seasons of The Wire. I think I made it to season 2 of rewatching and listening to the podcast. So it's been a while since I've done it, but every now and then I would at least catch one. So I enjoyed those 3. And then I'll transition us to TV. So since The Wire was a TV show, what I'm currently watching on TV is Snowfall. If you haven't watched Snowfall, it's really good. It's set in the 80s during the crack epidemic, and kind of like how it got started, how this one character got into it and what happens. This is season 4, I believe, but it's really good. I definitely would recommend anybody that interested in watching that to check it out on FX. This Is Us. I know a lot of people probably have heard that one. I love it. Look, you shaking your head.
It was like they was crying every episode.
I don't cry every episode, but there are a lot of people who I don't hardly cry at all watching it. But the episodes can be very sentimental, and I can see how some people, if it touches them, they cry. I don't cry every week, but it is a really good show. Like the writing, everything, it really is worth the hype. Like what you hear about it, it is that good. And then last I have Married at First Sight, because if you don't know, we do a weekly recap of Married at First Sight here on the Coily Crowns. So that is a series that we started and we release every Saturday. So you can always come back on a Saturday to watch that. Lori, that one there, got me into watching Married at First Sight last summer during the pandemic. So since I've been watching, we'll be calling each other like, girl, can you believe this? So and so. All of that. So we just decided, you know what, we're going to talk about it here. And so that's my third must watch TV show. What are yours?
Now, you know, that's on mine too.
It better be.
I'll put that / 90 Day Fiance.
Yes, I was like, should I do Married at First Sight? Because I mean, I think the people that's watching us already know, but yeah, that 90 Day Fiance is right up there too.
Oh my. And 90 Day the Other Way.
When is that coming back on? Listen, I didn't know what happened to.
We need Submit and Jenny to come back.
Yes, Submit and Jenny.
You need to know what's going on with Michael Jones and his family. Come on. I will have them every season. Okay. Anyways, TV, of course, Married at First Sight. Top Chef is back, so I started watching that again. I don't know why I like food. I like food, true crime, and that's it. And fun and HGTV. That's my thing.
Those are the 3. Okay.
And then 911 has been like one of my favorite. What would you call that? It's scripted, but I don't know what genre it would be.
Drama?
But drama?
I think it's drama.
Okay.
So the original one too? The first 911 that's set in LA?
That's the only one. We could just throw the other one away.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so Angela Bassett, bomb. Okay, I love the show. I love the diversity in the show. They got every color up in there. I don't think they have Indian. Y'all work on Indian next season, but they have, you know, women in leadership. They have Black, white, Spanish. They have everybody up in there. I love it, and the stories are so funny to me. I mean, just ridiculous. Usually, you know, shows are like happy ending, whatever, but this is just like, nah, he died. Or no, this happened, and it's so good. And they usually do little snippets of stories that happen throughout the episode that overlap with first responders, and they also give snippets of the first responders' lives, and their storyline continues. So I just love this show so much. So
I saw like the first couple episodes of it, and it was good. I just at the time just couldn't get into it like time wise and make time to watch it. So I concur as being one of the best shows that's on TV right now. Movies. So we also do movie reviews, so you can go check those out. I have Coming to America. That was one of the last movies that we've done and reviewed. I also have Small Acts, which is a series of mini movies that was on Amazon Prime set in London in Britain. And the one that I like the most is called Lovers Rock. And it was like the second one in the series. And it's just about a house party set in the West Indian household, and they were having a house party and they're just having a good time, and these two people meet up, this couple, and become lovers. They just, you know, fall in love with each other. So I highly recommend that. I like that one. And then Concrete Cowboy is on my list because other than Omar Epps and Idris Elba is in it, I'm watching it. I'm watching it. So
have you seen Luther? Have you finished the Luther series?
No, I never got into it.
Oh, they're not that long. I mean, the episodes are long, but I mean, it'll be like 4. The whole season is four episodes.
That's it?
Oh. That's how, because I guess, I don't know, British TV, but the episodes themselves are like an hour and a half each. So it'll only be like 4 episodes or 5 episodes. Girl, it's a little dark, but I just, Idris, come on. Okay. Anywho,
what's your list?
So Concrete Cowboy is on my list. I haven't watched it yet, but that is something that I want to watch. I started looking at the trailer and I was like, oh, this is going to be sappy. I'm not ready for it. So I had to skip it. Coming to America, of course. We did the review on that. Check it out. And then The Little Things with Denzel, because I like Denzel movies too. This one was a little slow and a little different. So it was okay. I don't think Ashante liked it that much, but those are the last couple movies that I watch or want to watch. What about binges that I've had over a little bit, or I'm looking forward to coming back? The last binge that I binge watched is Wanda Vision. I didn't realize I needed to know more information about Wanda Vision. I thought it was like, oh, everybody's talking about it. Let me watch it too. And I had no frame of reference because I don't watch all these Marvel things. I haven't watched, I don't know comic books. So I was just like, huh? What?
You were just lost.
I was lost the whole time. I mean, I like the concept of like the old timiness and moving through. I liked the storyline, but I didn't get the back references of why that meant whatever, why he's doing that. I didn't realize he was dead. I was just like, what is happening? What? Huh? Who is this witch? What in the world? And the who? And the what? And he's not the who? And then the what? I was on YouTube trying to figure out stuff. I was like, this was not a watch for me.
Girl, me too. I watched it, and I mean, I knew a little bit from watching the other like Avengers movies and stuff, but I was like, I can't remember everything. So I had to go watch.
They tore that show down. They were like, and this means this. Did you see this? Did you notice this? I was just like, oh, no, I did not. So that's one thing on my list that I did binge watch, but I don't never ever need to see it again. Then Ozark. Can't wait for the final season to come back for Ozark. I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons by myself, and then somebody told my husband about it, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't think you would like Ozark." This man then watched 3 or 4 seasons back to back. It was every day. Next episode, and then let me watch this one, and then I was just like, okay. I was like, don't you watch that last season without me, because I ain't watch it yet. And he was just like, you too slow. And I was like, you go wait.
It's out already?
No, not the season before this new one that's coming out. I didn't see yet.
Oh,
while he was going through his binges, I was like, you better slow down right here, and then you binge with me. So, but yeah, it's still good. And then Dead to Me is my latest one. I got him on that one too. So that's going to be a final season too. I was surprised he even made it this long. This is season 3 with Christina Applegate.
Mm-hmm.
I confused her with the other white girl that looked like her too. And
I don't know who that is.
I'll show you some pictures.
Okay.
So yeah, I like this. It's a quirky, weirdish kind of show. So I like stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
I saw the first season, but I haven't watched anything past that.
Okay. Watch the second one, girl.
Okay. So my recent binges were Genius, Aretha, about the Aretha Franklin story. After they all came out, then I went and watched them. And man, I learned a lot about her. I mean, I just knew the name. So to hear the backstory of everything, very interesting. And it was very good. Amend, which is on Netflix, talks about the 14th Amendment. And it Will Smith hosts it. He's the main person that kind of is talking you through each episode. So that was really good. I was talking about equal rights and the different ways it shows up in society. And then this is also like a guilty pleasure. Dallas. So y'all know, like back in the 80s, there was like the Dallas TV show where they redid it in the, I guess not too long ago, a couple years ago. I didn't know anything about it. I missed it, but I was like searching for something on Netflix one day and came across it and instantly got hooked. I mean, every episode, it was something.
Is it Dallas or Dynasty?
Dynasty was one too. Dallas and Dynasty were 2 different
I didn't know
ones.
You started Dallas. Girl, that's my show.
Oh, that's the one I've been talking about the whole time. Yeah.
You said Dynasty.
No, Dallas.
Because I didn't watch Dynasty, but Dallas with the oh my God, what is his name?
Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I'm getting things.
It's Dynasty that you watching.
A Dynasty I'm watching? Oh, okay. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let me update.
Wait, what are you talking about? With the family and the fracking and stuff? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're watching Dallas. But you had told me Dynasty, so I didn't know you started watching Dallas. Girl, we gotta talk.
One with Grant Show.
Hmm?
The father is Grant Show. That's the actor's name. Fallon.
I don't know who you talking. I don't know these names.
The character name.
Sure.
The girl that has all the money. She's like the head. Lord. Okay. Maybe I'm getting shows. Huh?
You mixing stuff together.
Maybe.
Were they talking about the oil and fracking, and they're trying to like it was like a cousin or something, and they always fighting because they don't know who owns the land for the oil and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, not that.
Girl, you talking about Dynasty.
Oh, they're not the same? Okay, yeah, no, Dynasty then. I'm talking about Dynasty.
I was like, when you told me you were watching Dynasty, I was like, oh, I haven't gotten into that, but Dallas was my show. Because
I didn't know that.
I never watched Dallas growing up.
I didn't know Dallas. They had redid Dallas too.
Yes, they redid Dallas before they did Dynasty, and I was super into Dallas, and then they just shut it down. They ended it. They didn't even end the show. I'm still mad because I don't know what happened to this man who got shot at the end. Who shot JR?
Yeah, that was Dallas.
Yeah, but is that what you want, girl?
No.
You are
That
watching
both start with
Dynasty.
D. I mean, I just remember something about families. I mean, okay, sorry. So Dynasty is what I'm watching. I just look at the little thing and hit play. Okay.
You're like, old show starts with D. You know what I'm talking about. Because I was like, wait, are you watching Dallas? Okay, we need to talk, girl. Because I know
Oh.
about Dallas. Okay.
Okay, I'll add that one to the list. No, so Dynasty is what I'm watching then.
Okay.
Oops.
I'll add Dynasty to mine. So then next time we confuse together. Yeah. Last category.
Yes.
YouTube shows other than the Coily Crowns. Make sure you watch us first. I also watch Here's the Thing with Kev on Stage and That Chick Angel. Banger, banger, banger. I watch that every week, twice a week, because I am in the Patreon. Okay. So they just talk about hot topics throughout the week, but the way how they say stuff and joke about stuff is so funny. I love it. Then they be having these long drawn out renditions about church days and church music. I love all that too. So I'll be watching that. EJ Speaks. I like her comment. It's usually short videos, like 5-10 minutes, and she just talk about things mama say or friends be like or whatever. So I like that. And like I said, us first and then the other two. What about you?
Of course, the Coily Crowns is on the list. We have to watch our own stuff, right?
Yes. Hello.
So piggyback on the Here's the Thing with Kev on Stage, like, oh, he's been around now, it seemed like forever, but I've been following him for a while. And so I watched a lot of his videos, and then Laura introduced me to the Squadcast, which is him and at least 4 other people, and they kind of do this they have a topic and you have to between two things and you have to pick one, and they kind of just talk it through. And so it's very funny. It's mainly comedians, so of course they're all are trying to get a joke in somehow. Right. So I like watching that and other Kev on Stage related things. So like Here's the Thing, the Love Hour, things like that. And then I try to keep up with what's happening in our culture and watching The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. And Laura, I forget what's the girl
Angela
name. Angela Yee, yes. So that's how a lot of times I find out what new artists are out there, because I can't keep up no more. I've watched the last one I watched was the interview they did with Kelly Price, and that was good. I
didn't see that one yet. Yeah, I try to catch their stuff too. So I was gonna try to segue into the next segment because these ladies are on there, but I'll let us
let me get prepared. You got to do that one good.
So on The Breakfast Club, there was 2 ladies called the McBride sisters who have their own winery, and and they were on there doing an interview and just talking about how it's been hard for Black people to break out into the winery. You know, they've been kind of iced out or don't have that much support, can't get a lot of shelf space. Yeah. So they were just talking about the difficulties with that and how making their latest brand of Black Girl Magic wines have been a feat for them, because a lot of people told them not to do it and that people wouldn't buy it, and or you were going to alienate people by calling it Black Girl Magic and whatnot. And they decided they were going to do it anyway. And so they've loved the culture switch of 2020 and how people are purposely going out and supporting Black businesses. So that has helped them. That has helped I think about over 200 other Black owned wineries that people didn't know about before, requesting liquor stores and grocery stores to carry those labels. So today we want to celebrate these 2 queens of the week.
The McBride sisters. So Robin and Andrea McBride are the founders of McBride Sisters Wines and are the first African-American sister duo to found and establish a wine company. They were separated by geography, but reunited through their love of wine and family. So these sisters did not grow up together. They lived separately. Um, they were raised on opposite sides of the globe, one in New Zealand and one in California. But they were able to find each other, realized the passion they had in wine, and went into business and created the McBride Sisters collection. So we want to honor them as our queens of the week, and you see them their picture here, and then you also see some of the wines that they have. And as Laura indicated, one name of the wine is Black Girl Magic, and there's a Riesling, a rosé, and a red blend. So we definitely want to support all our queens and all Black businesses. And so if you like wine, or summer is coming up, you're going somewhere, go support, go buy a bottle. That rosé is very nice during the summer when it's hot. Congratulations, ladies, on becoming our queens of the week. Woohoo! All right, so that was this week's episode. That went a lot longer than I think we initially thought it was going to go, but that was the listing of some of the things that we're watching. Let us know what you're watching that we should tap into and watch as well. And before we leave, though, we want to remind you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, like and share. But most importantly, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne.
Bye.